So today's recipe is something special. Yes, people keep messaging me about we know you love veggies, we know you eat a lot of veggies, but I don't see much of it on your channel. So today I'm going to share two simple vegetable salads I love to enjoy. Yes, and one is a coleslaw and one is a rich salad. Before we go in there, if you've not yet liked, subscribed, you've not shared this video yet, please do so immediately. Do hit the subscribe button below. Do like, do share. And let's continue watching. So for our coleslaw, we just need some scallions or spring onions. Now, if you've watched my vegetable handling video, I taught you here that I like to cut and then put them in the freezer. Whenever you need them, you take a bit of it out. That helps increase or extend the shelf life of it. So I used that with my beetroot, which is also healthy and good for your blood and BP and all those ones. So I have a bit of the beetroot here for the purple coleslaw, as I'd like to call it. Then I have mayonnaise, which is an essential element in here. And of course, you can't do coleslaw without cabbage and carrot. So what I begin by doing is to wash my cabbage and my carrot in salt and a little bit of vinegar. You can just do it with salt and you go your own way. Make sure once you're done, you drain the water as much as possible for it, and then you can dice or shred your cabbage into very thin or fine slices. Yes, so you want to really dice this so well or slice this very well. So I used the shredder, and then I also used my knife just in case you don't have that tool in your kitchen. You could just use your knife. If you check my banana chips recipe, I taught you various ways of cutting some of these stuff. So yes, you could check that out as well. And my carrots, once I'm done with the cabbage, I'm just going to grate in the carrot. Don't forget everything has been washed and the water has been drained off it. Whenever you're doing salads, you need to be very careful of how you handle your veggies. Or before you realize you're going to get some food poisoning and all those ones. So yes, once I'm done grating the cabbage and the carrot, I just go on to just mix them all up to get them evenly in there. Then I just add in my scallions or spring onions. Yes, so once those go in, I just add in my mayonnaise. So basically, coleslaw is from cabbage, carrot, optional onions or scallions, and of course your mayonnaise. You can also just make it a bit more healthier and add some color by adding in your beetroot. Yes, so that is the basic fundamental things you need for your coleslaw. So you could even add your, but you could also add in some bell pepper or more veggies just to make it a bit beautiful. But then basically coleslaw is cabbage, carrot, mayonnaise with a bit of onions in there. So yes, and then I just mix that up and I'm virtually done. So like I was saying, to give you a much more colorful coleslaw and a more healthy one, you can add in some beetroot. But you know, it's not everybody who likes beetroot. Some people don't like their food having so much of color. You see that thing. But then if you go to any buffet or any place and you see purple salad, please, this is from the beetroot. That's pep. As I say pep, well, please, my colors. I think I need to consult my little nephew. But then, yes, the colored ones, I think they're a bit reddish brown, reddish wine. Well, help me in the comment section which color you think it is. So yes, you're going to mix that up, and then I'm just cleaning the side of it because I was just going to serve from this as well. So you can just clean it up, you can foil it and put it in your fridge and use for like 2 3 days and you're good to go. So just for the garnishing on top, I grate a bit of the beetroot in there. Now beetroot is very healthy and I'm going to do one special video on beets and how to use beets. I think I've done beet here with my light soup. Yes, I had some beet light soup, beet chicken soup, which was very healthy as well and was a quick fix as well. So you can check that recipe as well. Now let's go to this super rich kind of let's go salad. So yes, I shared this one with my dad. Shout out to my old boy. Yes. So this salad is more of the freestyle mix and go salad. So you want to eat a salad at home for the family occasions or for the family events. This is your go-to salad. So you have your carrot. You're going to use some spring onions or scallions. We're going to make use of onions. Then we're going to also make use of cucumber, depending on where you're coming from. You could also use the other sisters of cucumber. I won't mention their names and going back. And then you need some lettuce in here. You could use cabbage if you would want to, but we use cabbage here. Then you're going to use some corned beef, some mayonnaise, or any protein, corned beef or any protein of your choice. We have macaroni, yes. Then we've got some eggs, which is boiled, hard boiled eggs. So what I we begin by doing is that we cut our carrots, and your carrots you cut into the sizes you want. Now sometimes people have issue with carrots, with vegetables, and with salads because sometimes it can get a bit too hard and too chewy and too crunchy. So if you don't like your salad very crunchy and hard in your salad, this is one hack or one trick you can do. Put it in your deep freezer. Once you put it in your deep freezer for like 3, 4, 5 hours, the best is overnight. And you take it out and you let it thaw, it just softens naturally. So you won't need to put it on fire, you won't need to toss it, it just softens by itself. So if you don't want to grate your carrots, you can just go with this hack or this trick and then you are sorted out. But tentatively, you could just boil this over water in water over heat. Yes, the only thing is when you're done, some of the nutrients goes into the stock or the water around it. So it's best when you're done, you don't throw that water away, keep it and use for your jollof or something. And then if you don't want to cook it on fire, you could equally just grate it in there. Or sometimes you can toss it with just a little bit of oil in your pan and let it cool before you add it in. But this hack always goes on well. So yes, I've taught you one trick to dealing with your carrots. Now you're going to cut the rest of your ingredients as well. So our scallions or spring onions, we're going to cut that up beautifully into small sizes. Whenever you're doing salad, one thing you should mind is the sizes, please. Especially when you're not doing it for just yourself. Be mindful that some people don't like very chunky vegetables. So you need to cut it into moderate sizes. Like it shouldn't be too small, but then it shouldn't be big or large, that sort of stuff. And your onions, apart from the skin, be careful with the inside. Take the not good part from it. You can cut per the sizes, but like I was saying, because the salad you're not going to be the only person eating, be careful with the sizes you go with. And for the cucumber, you can take off the skin and the seeds, or you can leave it in. You just need to be mindful of the skin that sometimes when it's not properly grown, or when it's overly grown, or has stayed there for too long, the skin can be bitter. So one trick I do is that I always wash and then cut a bit of the skin and chew and see if it's sweet or it's nice for me. I add it in. If it's tasting a bit bitter, I take it off. And the seeds, you could leave it in or you can take it out because they are very soft, but then it's your preference. So once I'm done, I'm going to cut the lettuce as well into fine sizes. I told you, just make sure you have your sizes good enough. And then we have some tomatoes, which you can take the seeds out and you cut into fine slices as well. So once you done cutting everything, you just set it up and you just begin to assemble. So this one it is freestyle, young konkra. So I just pour in the lettuce, onion goes in, tomatoes go in, just like that. We just be going with the flow. Just go with the flow. You just pick drop, pick drop, pick drop. Add your pasta. Then you continue to add in your carrots. You add in some mayo. Yes, the mayo these days you need to be careful because this is some people don't like mayo. Then you can add in your spring onion, add in your onions, add in eggs, and then just be going with the flow like that. How? So yeah, you just add in your eggs as well. Then you can add in your lettuce again just to make it, you're just layering it basically. So you just layer each vegetable after the other. So that's how simple salads actually are. Yes, and you add in the cucumber, you add in your corned beef. Yes, you add in the corned beef as well. Then you can just add your mayo to top up and all those ones. So yeah, then you can just design it beautifully on top. Always leave a few of your vegetables and then the stuff you used in your vegetable. Just leave a little bit down. Then when you're done, you can use it to decorate the top. That always gives you extra points. It makes your salad look beautiful. Yes. But then another thing or another way to go about it is if you're a freestyle salad eating person like myself, you could just mix everything we did here together. So you can mix all the vegetables with the pasta, egg, and everything we've assembled here. You could just mix it together in a bowl. Then put together the mayonnaise, but be careful with the mayonnaise. I think these days we all need to be health conscious, so you need to be careful the quantity of fat you're adding to your veggies when you're eating it. Because the fact that you're eating vegetables, which is healthy, doesn't mean that you may be safe. Because sometimes we eat veggies, but we add so much fat, and then the mayos, cholesterols, and things to it. And aside the mayonnaise, you could use your salad cream or any salad dressing of your choice and decorate your top, and you're virtually done. This is how simple salads are. Till I see you in the next food video. Do live life to the fullest. Be joyous, be merry. Lots of love for my team and I. Mwah.